Good evening, warriors. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody's having an amazing weekend and that everybody's excited for tomorrow because it is Monday. Monday should be a good day. We should not fear the Mondays of our lives. Today I want to talk about being successful while living with mental health. So I feel like a lot of people, me included in the past, I feel like a lot of people think to themselves, I live with mental health, I live with depression, I live with anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar, OCD, whatever it is. And I feel like we tend to tell ourselves that we're not good enough and we're not capable, we're not able to do what other people do. So we're not, almost like we don't deserve to be successful. We don't deserve to build anything or create anything. So I know for me, for a very long time with my depression, I just sat at home wishing for a different life, wishing I could write a book, wishing I could start my own business, wishing, I could sell jewelry, whatever it was. It was always a wish though, it was always a dream. I remember just, sitting at home so freaking depressed about my life, but not feeling like I was good enough to change it, not feeling like I was good enough to build a business or sell anything. I mean, I would, look in the mirror and I'd legit ask myself, who the fuck's gonna buy anything from you? Of all people, there's better people out there. There's people out there creating shit that's so much better than yours, and I guess I've tried over the years. I remember trying to get into artificial floral arrangements. In the house that I was in before, I had an empty room. So I had my table, I had all my floral arrangements that I bought at the dollar store because it's all I could afford. I had all the tools I needed, the glue, I had vases, I legit had everything. I was ready. I was ready to dive in, I was ready to make my arrangements, I was ready to try and sell them. So what happened? So I made a bunch of floral arrangements that I personally loved, of course. Don't we always just love our own stuff? So I made a bunch and then I posted them on Facebook Marketplace and then nada. Nobody bought anything. The only up of all of the story was that I had made a Halloween arrangement in I think it was a black or purple, those baskets there for Halloween candy. So I had a banana in there, I had flowers, purple roses, it was amazing. And my neighbor wanted it as a decoration, so I mean, I gave it to her for free. She was my neighbor and she was a friend. So I was like, yeah, I was so excited that somebody even liked my shit. I didn't even care about getting paid for it. So I was like, yeah, here you go, you can have it. That was the highlight of that. So I never sold anything. So what happened when I didn't sell anything? Well, my anxiety, kicked in and my depression as well. I got really depressed because clearly if nobody was buying my stuff, then it wasn't good enough. It wasn't nice. It wasn't enough. Nobody liked it. Nobody wanted to pay money for it. So it just pushed me right back into my depression. I went from super excited to wanting to do this as a business to right back to square one. And then my anxiety kicked in too, which was your fears were right. Nobody likes you. This whole thing defines you now. This defines your value and your worth. And so what happened is that I gave up on it. I got rid of everything. I ended up moving later on too. But actually no, a friend moved in. So yeah, I gave up on it, and it kind of just all went in the garbage. I still have some. It's funny because when I was cleaning out my house, I still found like some, like the glue and some like, glitter trims or whatever that I had bought, and I was like, now I'm like, oh my god, I can glue this on clothes. But yeah, no, it had really gotten me down, and so in my head I was like, I can't be successful. My mental health is always in the way. I don't believe in myself. I can't handle it. I'm not strong enough for this. Fuck this. I'm done. I'm not starting a business. And it just all went to shit. And then for years after that, I did nothing. Again, I was right back to square one, hating my life, hating myself, feeling like a failure. But now I've started my reselling business and my clothing business, and I've actually stuck through it, even with the downfalls, even with the struggles in selling something, even with the stress of parenting and business at the same time. All the obstacles that are coming up in my face trying to break me down. I'm not letting it. And yeah, of course I get depressed and my anxiety. Instead of letting my mental health, my mental illnesses scare me and break me down into little pieces, I use it, so now like I'm coming up with clothing paintings and designs, and I'm using my mental illness to do that. And I'm like I talk about self-empowerment and teaching others or motivating others to love themselves, and I'm using that in my designs, and I'm using that in my reselling, and I'm using that everywhere in my business. So my message today is, even if you're living with mental illness, it doesn't mean you cannot be successful. I'm freaking proof. Like, okay, no, I'm not huge yet. I'm not huge, and I'm not making like 6 figures, but I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm loving life, and like I'm pushing through my issues with mental health, and I'm learning how to heal, and I'm learning how to live with it, and I'm learning how to cope with it. So yeah, so at the end of the day, your mental illness can bring something positive to your business or whatever you're doing, if you're writing or anything like that. So yeah, it can be very positive. So yeah, message today is, you and mental illness, you're not at war, okay? Your mental illness is not your enemy. It's not your adversary, okay? Your mental illness should be your friend. You should make friends with it. You should learn to love it and embrace it, and learn how to cohabitate with it, and learn to make it like your assistant, I should say, like in your business, So yes, you can definitely be successful with your mental illness, and I really, really hope that you take these tips and apply it to yourself. Also, I have a sneak peek. Oh, what's this? This is gonna be my new line. It's gonna be part of it. My clothing line drops tomorrow, Monday at 6. Check it out. I will have a post and in my stories. See you tomorrow, and then talk to you next Sunday.